Hey, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a book review of Tender is the Flesh by Agustina Bazterrica. I probably got that wrong because she is Argentinian. She's from Argentina. So I probably mispronounced her name. But I do want to talk about this book because it was wild. Okay, so non-spoiler section first. This book I gave, I think, 3 or 4 stars, because it was kind of weird. But basically, this follows a guy who works for a meat processing factory. But the catch is they're living in a society in which all of the animals have this disease that when humans eat them, it kills the humans, so they can't eat meat anymore. But because society is so obsessed with this kind of thing, they start breeding humans and slaughtering them like animals and eating them. And so that's kind of what this book follows. It is disgusting. It is disturbing. If you don't like gore, definitely don't pick this book up. But if you are interested in that kind of thing, cannibalism, then yeah, I recommend it. I think it is a good commentary on society and our morals and like that kind of thing. I really can't say much more without getting into spoilers, so if you have not read this book, leave and then come back and we can talk about it. So, spoiler section. This book, guys, it really disgusted me. Basically, this man, first off, he was doing the most. He acted like he was morally above everyone else and that he didn't really like the way that things were. He doesn't eat special meat. So like in the book they call all of these things special meat, or they don't really refer to it as humans. They have dehumanized the thing and pretend like they are different from normal humans, even though they're all the same. He gets gifted a girl who he starts to keep in his barn, and then he feels bad for her, and him and his wife have just lost their baby, and so he has a baby with the girl that he's supposed to eat. And you kind of see him go through this moral dilemma of like he wants to save these puppies even though he knows that they could be deadly, because he's reminiscing about when he had a puppy before all this happened and how he loved it. And you see him like judging the people who buy these humans to hunt them for sport, and like all these things that he sees how this is just wrong, and he doesn't agree with it, and he takes this girl and he, it seems like he loves her. He's not with his wife. They're gonna have a baby and he wants to do anything he can to protect her. I thought it was very interesting, the commentary in this book, and I'll get to the very end at the end of this because that is the big what the heck just happened moment. But just the way that society, because the government has told you, hey, eating humans is okay, everyone just kind of accepts it and they pretend like it isn't a thing. They dehumanize them. They refer to things that make it seem like you're not literally eating other people. There's like weird cults where the cults will like sacrifice themselves, and then it's just very odd. But it's the way that society just like as a whole accepts this because the government told them to. The way that in this book, they're supposed to be scared of birds. So in the city they walk around with umbrellas because the birds may attack them and hurt them. But that doesn't really happen, and he talks to his sister about, I live in the country, I don't use an umbrella, like the birds aren't going to attack you. But the government has trained them to believe that like if they go outside without an umbrella they're not protected and these birds are going to get them, things like that. But what really got me, aside from them hunting humans and just the graphic display of butcher's cuts, all that kind of stuff, which was all very, very disturbing. At the end of this book, his little girlfriend that can barely talk, she's very much so kind of like an animal because they've made these humans to like not really be able to communicate or do anything, and he's taking care of her. He let her live in the house with him, like they're having a baby. She starts bleeding out, so he calls his wife, who he has not been seeing. He's like been putting her off because he's, what you think is in love with this girl, and he like wants to be with her or whatever, even though it's illegal. It's literally illegal to do that. He calls his wife. He's like, I need you to come here, because he doesn't want her to die giving birth. And the wife shows up. They give birth to the baby, or she gives birth to the baby. He's acting like it's all great or whatever, and she goes to like reach for her baby because, you know, she like knows like this is her baby or whatever. This man straight zonks her on the head, drags her out back, and kills her. Like slaughters her. Like she's cattle. And I'm assuming they eat her. So the whole time you are being shown this man in this light that he thinks he's morally above everyone else and that he doesn't agree with the way that things are going and that he sees her as an actual human and not just like an animal. And then at the end, as soon as he gets the baby, which you realize is really all he wanted all along, he didn't care about her, he cared about the baby because his baby died and he's trying to replace him. And so he just like zonks her and kills her, and they're gonna pretend like that baby was theirs, I guess. Even though, like, I don't know how you're gonna explain that. You haven't been living together and it's literally illegal, but okay. And I was literally just in shock, sitting there like, I know he didn't just do this, because I thought like he loved this girl. Like, I thought that he thought this was wrong and this was him like sticking out and being the difference in society, and clearly not. Guys, it was so weird, and it was just messed with my head. I read it in one day. It's fairly short, but it is very disgusting, very disturbing. But I think it makes good commentary on society and like us as humans and that kind of thing. So I do kind of recommend, if you can get past cannibalism and the gore of it, to pick this up and read this book. And then let me know how you feel about the ending, because I'm still so, oh my gosh. But yeah, that is Tender as the Flesh. It was very interesting. So I definitely recommend picking this up if this is something that interests you.